Hey Celtics fans, let's talk about some big news coming out of Boston. Jaylen Brown went down in the preseason finale against the Toronto Raptors, and it's caught everyone's attention. Early in the first quarter, just about 7 minutes in, he started feeling tightness in his left hamstring and had to leave the game. He didn't return, and now the Celtics are facing that familiar question every team dreads. How serious is this injury? And what could it mean for the start of the season? Watching the replay, it's not entirely clear exactly when the injury occurred. At one moment, Brown is in transition, gets the outlet pass, moves down the court, and throws it ahead to Anthony Simons. Nothing looks out of the ordinary there. But then, as he jogs back on defense, you can see him favoring the leg a little, holding that left hamstring, and by the next stoppage, he's walking straight to the locker room. Some fans online have pointed to a minor trip earlier in the game as a potential trigger. He drives into the paint in traffic, gets a bit tangled, falls to the floor, and though he plays a few more possessions, it's possible that moment started the strain. The reality is Jaylen Brown is sidelined with a hamstring issue, and right now, nobody can say for sure how long he'll be out. The good news is, it doesn't seem like it's catastrophic. This isn't the kind of injury that's going to derail the Celtics season, but it could mean missing a few key games, including potentially the season opener. After the game, the Celtics coach shared an update, though it wasn't overly detailed. The gist was that Brown thinks he'll be fine, and the team is optimistic. Historically, Jaylen has dealt with injuries before, including knee issues and hamstring strains. Back in late 2021, he missed 8 games with a hamstring strain and came back only to aggravate it and miss an additional 5. So, caution is key here. Rushing him back could lead to a longer absence than necessary, and the Celtics can't afford that early in the season. If he misses opening night against the Sixers, it will change how the lineup looks, but it's better to be safe than risk a re-injury. Looking at the lineup against the Raptors, we got a preview of what Boston might run on opening night. Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, Chris Boucher, Neemias Queta, and of course, the question mark at the 3 spot depending on Brown's availability. If Jaylen can't go, Sam Hauser could slide into that wing spot, but that comes with trade-offs. Brown brings elite scoring, defensive versatility, and the ability to create plays that Hauser simply doesn't. For the Celtics to compete at the highest level this season, they need Jaylen playing the bulk of the games, somewhere around 65 games, to stay in a mix for postseason awards and to keep the team competitive in the Eastern Conference. Missing him for extended periods could push Boston into a play-in situation or even threaten playoff positioning, especially given how tight the conference is becoming. The preseason, however, has shown flashes of promise beyond Brown. Josh Meyer, Chris Boucher, and other younger players have made meaningful contributions, with Boucher arguably standing out as a difference-maker so far. Hugo Gonzalez, Boston's first-round draft pick, has also impressed, showing poise and effort that suggest he could earn meaningful minutes early in the regular season. These glimpses give Celtics fans some hope that the supporting cast can pick up some of the slack if Brown is sidelined briefly. Brown himself has expressed confidence in the team. He said that the Celtics have enough talent to compete with any squad, that mistakes and losses are part of the process, and that the key is moving forward. That mindset is crucial, especially if the team has to adjust to his temporary absence. It also puts the spotlight on the wings and bench players who will have to step up. Hauser, Pritchard, Derek White, and Simons will all be asked to carry more of the offensive load while maintaining defensive pressure. The depth chart is a mix of proven and unproven players. Baylor Sherman and Jordan Walsh have struggled to make a consistent impact, whereas Gonzalez is showing early signs of high potential. His energy, defensive instincts, and willingness to learn could make him a surprise factor in the rotation. Coaches and teammates have noticed. Derek White praised Gonzalez's professionalism, his ability to read the game, and his constant effort. These are the qualities that coaches love. Players who understand positioning, who compete every possession, and who are hungry to improve. Even in a limited preseason snapshot, Gonzalez has shown efficiency on offense, defensive awareness, and hustle plays that could earn him rotation minutes sooner than expected. The Celtics could benefit from experimenting with him early, especially if the team has to compensate for a temporarily absent Jaylen Brown. At the end of the day, this situation is a balancing act. Boston wants to protect its all-NBA caliber talent, while also assessing the depth and potential of its younger players. Missing a few games now could prevent a longer-term issue later, and it gives coaches a chance to see which players can contribute in real, competitive minutes. Jaylen Brown's return will be critical, but the preseason is providing a window into how the Celtics can navigate challenges without him. The energy, effort, and basketball IQ of players like Hugo Gonzalez could ease the load and help the team maintain momentum as the regular season begins. Now, let's dive deeper into what this means for the Celtics rotation and how the team might navigate the early games without Jaylen Brown. The 3 spot is the most immediate concern. If Brown is out, Sam Hauser slides into the starting lineup. And while he's capable of spacing the floor and hitting threes, he doesn't bring the same two-way dominance that Brown does. Brown's ability to defend elite wings, attack the rim, and create opportunities for teammates is hard to replace. That's why the early part of the season could serve as a real test for Boston's depth, giving players like Hauser, Pritchard, White, and Boucher more responsibilities. They'll need to be aggressive, take smart shots, and lock in defensively because every possession counts when you're missing a cornerstone player. Speaking of Boucher, he has emerged as a legitimate difference maker in the preseason. His scoring efficiency, defensive versatility, and ability to make winning plays have been standout traits. He's not just a role player. He's someone who can influence the outcome of games when the pressure is on. The way he's been performing suggests he could earn significant minutes on opening night, especially if Brown is still recovering. The same goes for Hugo Gonzalez. This young wing has impressed in ways many didn't expect from a rookie. His defensive instincts, off-ball awareness, and hustle are already notable. He has also shown flashes of offensive polish, hitting shots without hesitation and making plays that extend possessions or create second-chance opportunities. Even if the stats don't always fully capture his impact, the eye test shows a player with high energy, basketball IQ, and a willingness to learn that could pay dividends for the Celtics this season. The coaching staff has been clear that development is a priority. Giving Gonzalez extended minutes in early games is a chance to test his readiness and see how he handles real pressure situations. Mistakes will happen, and there will be growing pains, but the experience is invaluable. For a team like Boston, balancing veteran experience with the growth of young players is crucial. While Derek White and Pritchard can provide stability and production, the emergence of someone like Gonzalez could make the team more versatile and resilient if Brown misses time. The Celtics need a reliable rotation that can withstand minor injuries and still compete at a high level in the Eastern Conference. Defense is another critical factor. Brown is not just an offensive weapon. He's a two-way player who can disrupt opponents on both ends of the court. Replacing that defensive presence requires a team effort. Hauser can help, but the other wings will have to step up. Boucher's versatility will be key, and Gonzalez's energy and anticipation can make a difference in transition defense and help prevent easy buckets. The Celtics' ability to maintain defensive intensity without Brown will be a storyline to watch closely in the opening weeks of the season. Offensively, adjustments are inevitable. Boston may rely more on ball movement, spacing, and exploiting matchups to compensate for the absence of one of its primary scorers. White and Pritchard will likely take on more playmaking responsibilities, while Boucher and Gonzalez will be asked to create scoring opportunities. The key will be efficiency and minimizing turnovers. Every possession matters, especially early in the season when the team is trying to build momentum and cohesion. Finding the right balance between aggression and smart decision-making will determine whether the Celtics can navigate this period without losing too much ground in the standings. Another interesting aspect is how the team's young players respond to increased minutes. Preseason performances provide some insight, but the regular season is a different level of intensity. Watching how Gonzalez, Boucher, and even fringe rotation players handle real game pressure will shape the Celtics' approach moving forward. If these players rise to the occasion, the team gains valuable depth that could pay off later in the season. If not, adjustments will have to be made, potentially by rotating more experienced players into heavier minutes once Brown returns. The preseason has shown promise, but now the real test begins. The psychological factor is also worth mentioning. Losing a key player like Brown can affect team confidence, but the Celtics seem to have a culture built around resilience. Brown himself has emphasized moving forward, not dwelling on mistakes, and trusting the supporting cast. That mindset is crucial. If the team can embrace this challenge, the temporary absence of a star could actually strengthen cohesion and showcase the depth and versatility of the roster. It also gives other players an opportunity to prove themselves, potentially earning roles that could be impactful not just now, but down the stretch and in the playoffs. In terms of strategy, expect the Celtics to emphasize rotations that maximize energy and defensive coverage. Coach Joe Mazzulla has already praised Gonzalez's defensive instincts and hustle, highlighting the importance of players who compete every possession. With Brown sidelined, these traits become even more valuable. The team may experiment with different lineups, giving younger players extended minutes to see how they perform under pressure. This is a chance to uncover hidden contributors and establish a rotation that can withstand adversity. Ultimately, the Celtics' ability to adapt quickly will define their early season trajectory. Jaylen Brown's health is paramount, but the emergence of players like Boucher and Gonzalez, combined with the leadership of veterans like Derek White, will determine how smoothly the team transitions. Preseason success is promising, but the real challenge starts now, and the team's response to this injury could set the tone for the entire season. The depth chart is evolving, the rotation is flexible, and the energy and effort of every player will be under scrutiny. The focus now is on maintaining intensity, building chemistry, and making sure the team remains competitive even without one of its best players. Every possession, every defensive rotation, every shot taken will have added weight in Jaylen Brown's absence. The Celtics have shown they have talent and potential, but now it's about executing, adjusting, and proving that the roster can perform under real NBA conditions. As fans, this is the moment to watch who steps up, who embraces the challenge, and who makes a case for a larger role as the season unfolds. All eyes will be on the opening games to see how these rotations play out. The Celtics may need to lean on short bursts of energy, strategic substitutions, and a team-oriented approach to weather any temporary absence. The beauty of the current roster is that there are multiple players capable of stepping up, but the coaching staff will need to be precise in allocating minutes, setting roles, and ensuring that the defensive schemes remain cohesive. If done right, Boston can not only survive Brown's absence, but also gain valuable insights into who can reliably contribute when needed, strengthening the team for the long haul. But before we continue, please remember to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest news about the Boston Celtics. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. In a shocking turn of events that has sent ripples through the NBA, whispers are circulating that Miami Heat's stalwart center, Bam Adebayo, may be packing his bags for Boston. Sources close to the situation suggest that the Heat's defensive anchor, often referred to as the Wall in Miami circles, could be donning green and white as early as next season, leaving fans in Florida both stunned and concerned about the franchise's future. Adebayo, a player synonymous with grit, versatility, and relentless energy, has long been the beating heart of Miami's defense. His ability to switch seamlessly between guarding guards and big men alike has made him indispensable in high-stakes playoff battles. For years, he has been the player opponents feared most when driving to the rim, the one who could alter a shot, dominate the paint, and still lead fast breaks with surprising agility. Losing such a presence would undeniably leave a void that isn't easily filled. The murmurs of a potential trade have ignited speculation about what Boston might be offering in return. While no official details have emerged, insiders hint at a package that could include a mix of young talent and future draft picks, a gamble that Celtics management seems willing to consider if it means acquiring a player of Bam's caliber. Analysts are already debating how Adebayo would fit alongside Boston's current core. Could his defensive prowess and playmaking ability finally give the Celtics the interior dominance they've long sought? Or would the adjustment period in a new system dampen his impact? Meanwhile, Miami fans are bracing for the emotional blow. Social media channels are buzzing with tributes, petitions, and speculation about the Heat's next move. Will Jimmy Butler step up as the unchallenged leader, or is this the beginning of a full-scale rebuild? The Heat, pun intended, of this rumor is only escalating, as both franchises weigh the potential seismic shift in the Eastern Conference balance. Whether this is a fleeting rumor or a precursor to a blockbuster deal, one thing is clear. The NBA world is watching, and the ripple effects of Bam Adebayo leaving Miami could redefine not just two franchises, but the entire landscape of the league. Stay tuned, because if this move happens, it might be the story that dominates headlines for months. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Boston Celtics, please subscribe to our channel and give the video a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.